Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Parts Unknown. The Clem and Claw show is back again. I apologize again for my computer not working. I think I have an output problem. That's what I found out now. I need to get that fixed. But anyway, beside the point. Welcome to another edition with your boy Clem and your boy Claus. And as always, the second, fourth, Mondays of every month. 9:30 Eastern time, 6:30 on the 6:30 on the Pacific time zone. Other than phone problems, computer problems. Okay, this is how my volume is going to go on my phone. But anyways, with that being said, there's not much to really be said today. We'll probably get into it. So I have nothing more to say. I don't have very many announcements. All I'm going to say for the announcements, because I'm going to do this real quick. For people who haven't seen the first fight between Scarlett and Anastasia, make sure you get that real quick. The next fight was going to be Gia Love versus Kilo, and that's going to 29th, which is next week. Both of these fights took place in Tampa. Both of these fights are also being sponsored. The gold one is $40. I think the silver is $50, and I think the platinum is $100. Make sure you check out. Make sure you contact. Bayfight at his website, www.bayfight.com. Check that out real quick. Other than that, there's supposed to be a fight with Sweet Fight. I ain't going to say too much because there's nothing to be told about that. So that's it for the Catfight news. Nice, smooth, quick, not much more to be said. So it's up to you, Claus. Well, I'm done saying what I have to speak. My speech is gone. I have nothing to say anymore. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know for me and myself, like I said, it's just been a long, hard road coming. You know, had a lot of stuff go down, and we've just been trying to get things together, you know, with the pandemic. And I mean, you know, life, man, life happens, and just trying to get through life and make it through the pandemic. And I will say this: I have a greater appreciation for what we do and what the guys and girls do in this system, in this fight game, this thing that we love. So it's not for anything like that. And I know as a producer, you know, we all have our trials and our tests and our challenges and things of that nature. So it's been something else, man. I definitely wouldn't change anything for the world for it, because one of the reasons why I just literally got confirmation on this, so I can go ahead and announce this to the group that we have. Drum roll, please. Yep, on September 1st, we will be having two new fighters, Sage Lee, who is on the left, and we have Mayhem on the right. They will be meeting up September 1st, 2022. So they will be doing the rules catfight. If you follow Claus Web at Instagram and at Twitter, I will post later on the rules. Sage Lee made the challenge video to Mayhem. Mayhem gave a response. So I'll be posting those, you know, once they come in, once I get them edited up. But yeah, we have a fight. And I know for Mayhem, she's been looking for a match for a long, long time. And it's been a long time. So I definitely am excited to finally, you know, go ahead and give the masses what they want, what they've been looking for, you know, producing a fight of some sort. Like I said, they have rules and stuff that they're going to go by, and so I'm excited, man. I really am.
I am too. I am too, because this is different from most cap. A lot of cap fights are different. Most of them don't usually involve bigger ladies, so this is going to be interesting to say the least. We'll see what happens in that one. Make sure, if you're interested, make sure you contact Claus Webb via his website. Or if you want to do the Cash App, then do the Cash App at Live. I think it's Live Enterprises. Is that correct? On the Cash App. So if you want to do all that stuff, check all that stuff out. You know, do what we got to do on that and make that one happen. Other than that, other than that, that is the good thing about that. So check it out. It's gonna be worth your money because it's gonna be like two new people. So that's also interesting because you never know what newbies are gonna do in a cat fight. So that's gonna be interesting. So we'll see.
Yeah, so we got two newbies, so we'll see how they claim they're gonna bring the aggression level. So we gonna see. We gonna see. So like I said, I'm just excited. I'm just happy again. Like I said, I got something in the books because the problem was just trying to find two girls that was even roughly in the same weight class, same height and weight and skill level. So trying to get that holy trifecta of those three is always extremely tough. So I know Mayhem
Correct.
came to me months and months ago, wanting to fight and looking for a fight, and it took us a while because part of the problem is anyone that was at her height,
Yep.
she was much heavier than. She don't look it, but she was much heavier than.
You're right.
And then there was either much heavier or there was much lighter. That
Right.
was the problem.
Mm.
So so like I said, it was challenging, but we was able to pull it off and everything. So thankfully, we was able to find us someone eventually that was willing to accept the challenge and show up.
Is there
So
anything
and call
any
her
other
out.
is there any other news on your front? Is there
So
any news
what?
on your front? Is there anything else on your front? Any other news on your front other than the one you just mentioned?
Well, this is the only thing we got scheduled right now. Amethyst is still on the mend due to an injury on just something that happened in life, and so she's on the mend. So she may be out of commission for a minute, but we'll see when she comes back. But other than that, that's all I got on the books right now. I rather building it back slowly, you know. Um, that's what I rather do. Yep.
With
I
that being
know
said,
for me.
gonna let you. I'm gonna give it to
Go
you. I'm
ahead.
gonna hand it off to you, and you go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet now. So go ahead.
Yeah. So um, there was something else. So you already mentioned the Gia fight, yeah, because Gia and the other Bay fight. I think
Kilo.
that one's going to be interesting. I think some people will look at somebody like Gia who's experienced versus Kilo, um, who is not as experienced. I think they would sit there, look at it, and say by default, "Oh, this will be a Dustin. This will be a bloodbath." I would like to think not. I think Gia in her last fight versus Alexa Kiss. I think Gia. This was one of the first times she understood what it was truly like to dominate someone that she knows that she's much better than. I think
Mm-hmm.
Kilo will put up a better fight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. I think she'll put up a better fight and a better match, but we'll see. We'll see. But I think Kilo will put up a better fight than people give credit. She in her promos and in the videos and stuff that I've seen, she reminds me a lot of um, Peyton. Peyton, as far as her
Yep.
her
Yep.
demeanor and stuff, the way she goes about doing stuff. That's what she reminds me of. She reminds me of Peyton. A younger
Yep.
Peyton, a younger version. So
I agree.
so we'll see. We'll see.
I
Um,
agree. I know a lot of people are expecting Gio to win, but I agree with you. I think it's gonna be closer than people think because Kilo looks like one of those people that scraps with her brothers and all that stuff. So and that in her childhood, it looks like. So we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
So we'll
I
see.
win,
Yeah. Like I
but
said,
I'm not surprised if Kilo makes it very very interesting, very difficult for Gio. And people got to
correct.
understand Gio's
Correct.
also
Correct.
too. So it's been for since we've seen in the fight game also. So that's another thing.
Right. Hold on. I am going to see. I know we had teased there would be a special guest today, and I'm going to test and see and tease and see if our special guest is here and ready. We're ready. The special guest here at the time. Matter of fact, I think, yep, there she is. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do first. Since I teased this, I don't work way too hard on this, way too hard.
Right.
So first and foremost, we had a mystery guest, and
Yep.
you had to tune into tonight's show to see who the said mystery guest is. And so now I'm going to bring in said mystery guest. And ladies and gentlemen, the mystery guest is here. We have Miss Juliette.
Hi.
Hello, Juliette.
Hello, Miss
How
Juliet.
are you?
Hi. How are you this evening?
We're good.
We're doing
We're
well.
good.
We're doing well. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you here on the Clem and Claw Show.
Yes, it's been a while. I've been speaking with both on it for a minute.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So this has been a long time coming. We're very glad to have you. Like I say, you as our mystery guest, um, and everything for the show. And we're gonna get right into it. I wanted to ask first and foremost, we want to get a little bit more about your background for those that hadn't gotten the chance to know you. They just only seen you in the internet and blogosphere and things of that nature. But I think you have a very interesting background as far as your start, your origin story, for lack of a better term, how you got inspired and into the fight game.
Well, I mean, wrestling game is different than the so-called like martial arts fight game. There's a lot of girls that that don't or have never done sessions, but as per sling and things like that, yeah, I've been doing it a long time, about 15 years on and off events, doing underground things, going away, coming back, things like that. And, it's really fun. We have had COVID for about like the past 2 years, so that shut down the live. They're coming back. I'm about to be part of one on September 11th, so the live events are coming. I used to do, back in the days, like I was fighting, and I got offered an ad that was looking for athletic women, and with my personal life, I had done martial arts, choreography, dance, working out and stuff like that. Because it was great money, but back then I wasn't aware that it was a fetish. A great amount of money for something that I like and that I'm good at. So was that first. I worked with Heather Fine out of the Columbia University match. Later on we had the grappled and we had all type of New York. When I turned to pro dominatrix, they're very handy because the other girls didn't have that skill. And being that I'm really good, I don't mind fighting competitively or doing live events.
Interesting. So how did you get into the wrestling industry?
Well, before that, I was doing jiu-jitsu anyway. And jiu-jitsu is a form of submission grappling. Mm-hmm. So, like even one time in the dungeon, they was about to let a customer go, and I was like, why are you guys doing that? They was like, he wants somebody. What about, like when I train, when I go to the dojo and spar, I do fight against guys. Like with doing sessions, mixed wrestling was no problem. Any type of like the fight game, technically it falls under whatever. It's great money for a short amount of time, and it helps me pursue my, and outside of even the underground play, I really, really love martial arts. I've competed in tournaments. I've been to Asia, won over there or whatever. And even when I take hiatus from sessions, trainers sometimes compete.
Oh, wow, that's amazing with the training and stuff that you do. One of the things I also found out is that you're very multifaceted, and the fact that, like I said, more than just with your training, that the fact that you're an accomplished dancer and a choreographer, a thing of that nature. And to the point that you have been in a couple of productions lately. On one that was called Yes Please. That I got a chance to be able to witness. Can you talk a little bit more about that? And how does that
Yeah,
you incorporate that
yeah.
into fighting?
Yes, please was, really fun. Usually my dancing and choreography, even, I've been professionally dancing around. That has given me the opportunity to choreograph for different companies and productions, manage things, manage festivals and everything like that because I've performed. I keep that side of myself away from the sex industry, and I have for many years. But the last person that I was working with, so chatty, she was like outing me in my personal business left and right. I figured, like, why not post this last play? But Yes Please was really, really interesting, and everything kind of came full circle because it was like semi-autobiographic, because the character that I played, clearly not only to do the choreography and the type of modern dance solo that I did, the character was a martial artist, but she clearly was a professional dancer because she had those skills. So, you know, I was really, really proud to be part of that production because we have Peekaboo, the director, who is an accomplished actress, and she has a large professional dance background. You know, we have people who have a PhD in theater, and the cast that we had, I couldn't have pulled it off with anyone else. There's some people that before they were, sessioning, they have all of these, different talents and stuff like that. And some people are just doing it for the money, with sessions and with the adult industry. I've been blessed to be able to further, to travel more and further my education and do so many different things. So, um, that particular show encompassed everything that I do because normally, with the temperature and the temperament of some of the fans and everything like that, I always keep my professional, artistic, or dance things, away from my wrestling persona. But this summer, traveled up to Martha's Vineyard, Poconos. I worked on several productions this summer. Did a movie, managed different festivals and everything like that, because that was what I was doing when I wasn't working in the industry. And like I said, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't, you know, talk about these things. But, the last person that I work with, one of the producers, she's telling, all my business anyway. So I was like, why not post this show? And then, especially since the show, Yes Please itself, was written by a sex worker, the musical core was done by a girl who's a musician, a DJ, and an opera singer. Um, all of the choreography was done by sex workers. You know, it was written and executed by sex workers. And after the first night, everything was sold out. But these girls that I work with have a heavy, heavy theater background, heavy performance background, and heavy international artistic background outside of sex work.
Oh wow! No. Now you mentioned something there that you
I
mentioned
can't hear
about.
you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you hear me? Um, you mentioned. Hold on. Testing 1 2. Do you hear me? Testing 1 2. Alpha Bravo. Alpha Bravo. Did I drop out? Testing. Hello. Let me do this again. Hello. Hello. Did I testing 1 2?
I don't
Testing.
know if I can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Did I drop out? Y'all can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I
Testing
can.
one
I
two.
can hear you, but
You
I
can hear me,
can.
Clem.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you.
Clem, ask her the question then, and I'm gonna jump back out and jump back in. Ask her this question for me. Um, Ask her what is there's a thing that she's looking at working on. The next event, live event on September 11th.
Yep. I think she dropped.
Yeah. So
out.
okay, so she dropped out. We're gonna try to get her back in. Cause you can hear me, I can hear me, but she couldn't hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh yeah, I'll ask. That's one thing I was going to ask. I was going to ask, what's her next? Tell me about her next wrestling event. That's what I'm about to ask. So
you said you were going to ask what?
September 11th? You read my mind because I was about to ask her about her wrestling event on September 11th. You said, how about after that?
All right,
No?
let's see. Let's bring her back in. Let's see. We have her now. Juliette, are you there?
Yes, I'm.
Okay, go ahead. You got your question here, you know.
Okay. Clem was about to ask. We was about to ask. We saw a post that talking about the internet. I want to get the house clean and stuff out the way first. We saw a post that you're going to be sessioning out in public, you know, for everyone to come September 11th. Yes. Could you tell us more about that?
Event that I'm doing with Dominic Katarina that more specifies on like face, everything like that. And I'm just happy post monkeypox, post pandemic that live events again and they're not afraid. Yes, wrestling asphyxiation. Pretty soon. The tickets are a little bit cheaper now. They're gonna get more expensive when it gets close. We have some really talented ladies on the roster. Really, you know, Venus, Lana Luxa, Katarina herself, Vivi Lane. So I'm urging everybody to come out. You know, and that's that. Always fun. Some people are, you know, shy. They'll call you the next day, you know, wanting to saw you. But that event is going to be really great, and I look forward to it.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, what I am going to do is, if you would like to support, now the link was extremely long.
Very long.
Link. So, yeah, extremely long. So it was so long, just trying to get it to fit was going to be problematic. So what I have done is I have made a short link, a special short link for the show right here to where you can see it. If you would like to support Juliette, you know, go to the link that I have right here, tiny URL /Juliette, capital J NYC, capital NYC. I will have these links posted at the end of the show as well, in the show's bio, so that you can be able to support. Yeah, so for those that want to support in New York City on September 11th, you know, go to tinyurl.com /Juliette NYC.
Wonderful.
All right.
But at least, yes. At least for the sake of, if you have nothing to do, at least go to do that. At least go see a very competitive women and in their elements for one. So that'll be kind of cool, different.
What?
There's that. So
yes,
with that being said, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and so now I want to address something else that you had mentioned just when we had disconnected off. That you had mentioned about the challenges that you've had in the catfighting industry, as we have it as an industry, with us with producers and things of that nature. So for those that may have seen or may have not have seen, we noticed that there was a grievance that was filed, and we wanted to have you on to get your side and discuss, you know, because this is something that for us in the industry we don't have too often happen. So it was just something I was like, you know, this is something that as a community we need to know about. So I figure I give you the floor to open the door to the portal to that side of the story.
But I usually don't do too many cat fights or whatever, because when I see them pulling hair and claws, look as skilled to me. So cat fights really aren't my thing. Cosplay or competitive, I really prefer that, because sometimes, you know, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
And I want to make sure you're referring to the cat fight that was supposed to be on June 25th, correct? The one that was supposed to be June 25th this year. I guess
She dropped out.
she dropped back out. And yeah, because I know that was something that I think a lot of us fans we had questions about. As far as what happened, things of that nature. The fact that it was supposed to happen and then it dropped off, and then she was supposed to be on the bill. She got dropped off the bill, so I definitely wanted to get her side of the story.
I agree with you. I want to start the story myself. I'm with you. I would like to see what is the. I'm with you. We would like to know what the backstory of it is, right? The backstory. We know what the fallout is, but it would be interesting to see what the backstory of it is. We'll wait for it to come back in.
So okay. Let's see. I think we have a. Yes, we have a back. Okay. Yes, because we definitely, like I said,
the last time the phone cut.
Yes, we can hear you now. And that's definitely something that we wanted to address, because we know on the 25th, like we were saying that back in June, we was looking forward to seeing you, in the cat fight. Again, everything that you talked about up until this point, with the jiu-jitsu and with the training, and then with the thing you do on September 11th, where people can see you in a competitive environment. Those mirror souls is willing, to show up and challenge. But the thing is, I was excited because I thought a woman of your talent, your skill, and your ilk, like I said, is not something we get in this industry too often. So, needless to say, we was all waiting with bated breath, to see this fight come to fruition, and for it not to come to fruition, I was like, oh, we had a holy grail on our hands. So definitely wanted to get your perspective on what happened. Because like I said, it was supposed to happen, then you was on the bill, then you was off the bill, and then next thing we know, then the fight was just canceled altogether. We just wanted to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, that's really not my situation. Was canceled. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people saw exclusively during the shutdown, during the coronavirus, a lot with Lady Productions. Some people were afraid to session, all of the dungeons were closed and everything like that. So videos were the move. And I had took a hiatus, from the initial, like I stated, time I was, working with Oyanka Palazzo a lot. She with her and she drove me to, some different events. And, she proposed that $1,500, dollars for that event, or so other girls, so whatever. The problem with that in the end, in the finale, she kept changing her story, and she kept changing, stipulations, of the fight itself. Like, write her, I'm not speaking to her, but wherever I post, I came back to me and told me this, she's contacting people, talking about me, slandering. Working with her was a really tough experience, but like everything was closed, so your options was very, during coronavirus, during that shutdown, I was extremely distraught. I was extremely depressed. The first 2 months working with her, when I saw how she is, how racist, how stupid, her, contacting people and trying to, other performers as well as producers and everything, I just knew that I didn't have any part of my personal life. So as long as things weren't opening up, I was to death work with her. But
for those that don't
go ahead,
keep talking. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just showing this just to show for people for reference to what was the fight that we was talking about that was supposed to take place on the 25th.
And that flyer is still up. That flyer is still up, and I don't have a problem with that. But and then pictures of different models or whatever. But she contacted somebody that I was about to work with, complaining and threatening them or whatever because of the picture. then I sit for, a flyer. I think that's extremely like messed up and ridiculous, crazy, everything. Just because I don't want to work with you, like move on. So know that she has a history of doing that, to other people. So, like I said, I was in a bad space. A lot of people were doing, the shutdown, but she got opportunities to make videos, which gave me income. Your places, where I was session. So the hotel was paid for, gas for, and I was just coming away with money. So it was a real win for me. But I also know that it pays for things for a lot of people that I've seen. So the notion that would try to tell somebody that I'm her ex-girlfriend or try to link herself to me is extremely ridiculous, because number one, this is not the first time she's done that. She has. Number two, I think that she is like so unattractive and so stupid. Like, why, when, like, she's shorter than me, doesn't have any breasts, doesn't have a pretty face back, and she says, like, the stupidest things,
Yes.
If I
One
was
thing I
not
wanted
a
to,
session wrestler, if I would still be a martial artist, which I am, was, and I would still compete. And this is my passion. This is my love. And even with working in the industry so long, different people, and so many different companies, and never had an issue, and messy person, and they're trying to put a smear on everything that I know. For her, I would definitely tell her, like, it's very unprofessional, advances at the talent which she has to me and others, or like she's flirting or playing, but it makes us a really kind of abuse of power if you go to a location calculating that you're going to get a certain amount of money, and this person is this extra stuff. Women wrestlers, independent contractors, we don't want, when we come on site to do a film, like in the case with her, we don't want to hear about you. We don't want to hear you gossiping about other people that you shot with, which she always does. Hear about issues with other models and producers, or work with them, because she does, tell the people, like, oh, if you want to work with me, don't work with this and that person. Fair, being that a lot of the female wrestlers are freelancers, bread and butter by working with different people. So I wish that she wouldn't put the girl situation, that's really messed up. Unless somebody's like a rapist or a pedophile or like doesn't pay, under the only circumstances that I would not, work with them. She tells people, while she's driving to the location, about the swing party. She says inappropriate things like, oh, because her baby for a drug addict. She says things like, oh, if he behaved, maybe I would have brought one of the. Another lady who I've worked with told me that she said that that's completely ludicrous. The models and the wrestlers don't want to sleep with you, or y'all gonna sleep with your husband. So it's like when we come to work, I wish that professional, but she doesn't. And even where in the cap, you one text message when she was really pushing at me sexually, and after that, she stated she didn't want me in the cat fight. That was why I took her to court, because it's a completely unfair thing. Like I said, that was one of the very few avenues, to make money, and it was lucrative. But it's not really like I used to her because she made money off of me as well. So I did these videos, fair exchange is no robbery. Now that we're coming out with the large educational background that I have, maybe it's time to either do more if I would just want to work on that more than like, oh my God, you're gonna leave me, like, and then even currently DMing and contacting me and telling people about the case. You were supposed to talk about that publicly for 30 days, but she's contacting people and telling them that. And then, like I said, on her page, there's so many media about me, and a lot of media of me. But next time when she sees me posting or networking with someone, she's trying to finesse and finagle her way into it. And I feel like, and meet new people and work with them because I want nothing to do with her. And I was probably going to be the last thing that I did before my mini hiatus. Like I said, don't want to date the producers, the wrestling film producers. I've actually successfully going off. So, like I said, we don't want to deal with all of this extra drama that she comes with.
Extra drama. Yeah, 'cause one of the things I wanted to ask, because like I said, going public to where you're going to file a case, to where just to even file a lawsuit, to where this will be public record, that way you can go up and look and like, can you talk about the mental anguish about that? Because it's like it's not something that you just take lightly, like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna go file a lawsuit. The machination of
working
trying to
with
do
her
that.
was
You just
actually
don't wake up in the morning
the
and
whole
say,
thing
I'm gonna
about
do this.
working with her and knowing her was mental anguish in itself. Because pandemic, I was extremely depressed, and then at one point I was in a hotel because my apartment had caught on fire. The building itself caught on fire. And then after she saw me, she would try to offer herself sexually or be really aggressive, and like I'm not and was not attracted to her. Like, it's unprofessional, a producer, and it's really manipulative and really messed up because you're just in a fire. And like, why are you trying to sleep with me? And then like, why are you contacting people talking about me? That she's done this before, but it took me a while to see how crazy she is or whatever. At first I didn't. I said we were still literally in the middle of the shutdown, and working with her was lucrative. She has so many different models on her page, and she's not contacting, wanting to be tagged. Like, I even told the girl, I was like, go ahead, tag her, because technically, but I don't like that. People like, oh, I bought this dress for so and so, or I did this for them. No, nobody cares. And the same way with the pictures. If I look good in the pictures now, it's ludicrous for her to or any solid when she's posting heinous things about me, and when she has been posted or tagged me, and we both have each other blocked anyway. How the hell would I tag you? And then you're furthermore you're thinking about me lying. No, like don't contact me.
Yeah, so basically I wanted to make sure, oh no, y'all can still see me on air or whatever. But basically, so as far as probably evidence or whatever that you submit in court, because you being the plaintiff, you have to be able to submit the evidence. And basically, instead of And I'm sure this is probably not unlike most other cases that we have in this industry. Like if a producer or somebody like myself or Tilly or Sweet Fights, I'm sure any of us, if there's a prospective model or whatever that we have, we'll send a text message. There's nothing given that, hey, such and such, we want to do this on this particular day. Hey, this is how much LB, this is how much we want to pay you for this and things of that nature. And then when it doesn't happen, or more so of a breach of contract, then present
And
that
that's
to court.
exactly
And
what I
obviously,
sued her for breach of contract. Sued her for. But the judge was so adamant that I didn't have a written contract. He's coming from, and she did tell me something about that. So, okay, not telling people what the court case was really about, So that's, And when she's contacting people, not only do some people, give it's like they don't want to be involved with her drama. I have been in the industry longer, so I'm not gonna let this little mole lady clown diminish all of the things that I've done and worked on. I have tried as wrestlers and everything. Come back to New York, there's no gossip about me. There's no police and problems, and I do to an extent with her, and she sees that I've moved on and doing other things that she's still tough to me, which I've seen her do to other people, but we were literally in a pandemic, and that was my source of income.
So I want to make sure I understand. So basically, once you, I guess more or less, because like I said, everything is pretty much public record of some sort. Whether it's, the text is just like, for example, showing that hey, that you was agreed to do the fight, or even stuff like, for example, the cancellation or whatever, or
but
the stuff that
what
happened.
was the clause for? Yes, but what was the equation for this fat bitch asking to eat my pussy, and then I said no, and then you canceling my case? You're a loser.
So like something like, let me see if I have here. I think we have here, like this is like an example what we have here on the screen, like an example of the show. Like, hey, look, like this was canceled on, things of that nature. So and this was evidence that was submitted in court that you had here. So this is not nothing that
but the court,
that the judge.
Yeah, the judge's biggest angle. The judge's biggest angle in court was about breach of contract. That was his thing.
So their thing is because you didn't have a written contract for that event to be taking place is just their thing. So the fact that whether we have like whether you have like a whole bunch of text messages or whatever to meet to them, that was kind of like irrelevant, even though they don't understand this day and age. That's how we pretty much do business here. You text, you DM, hey, we want you for a shoot. I would think nothing. I know for a lot of our colleagues, they was in FetCon last week. I'm sure most of this stuff was not running around with papers and pens. I'm pretty sure most of it was not. You get a text message, you get a DM, hey, we're shooting in room 314. You in?
Yes, but I stated, that judge was really, really old, and I have so many more projects and things to do. Like definitely sue her, just to keep her away from me. And I even went to, file a restraining order, said that she would have had to hit me, even though she's physically threatened me. She's really good enough to beat me. The police to be hit by her or whatever. But that was the climate with her. For the first 2 months, I was like, I thought that I could maybe be friends, and also, but with the obnoxious, racist things that she used to say, she was inappropriate things, terrorizing people. Like, I think that it's ludicrous. People in the industry are her friends. No, we independent contractors, and that was like one time she brought her daughter to a face sitting shoot and about how uncomfortable they feel, but they didn't tell her, because it's uneasy to get to a place and shoot, and this lady's over there acting weird stuff.
Yeah, because that's wow. So, like I said, you have pages and pages of stuff that you have. Like I said, stuff that you submitted in court, and
all of the pages just trying to work, and she was hardcore inappropriately trying to flirt with me. I don't think that's a good idea for her, business, because it makes her look terrible. Contact people trying to talk about me, like they don't believe her. They will work with me anyway because she has a track record of being problematic and always being, and as per myself, normally I wouldn't come public and speak about someone or people, but mess with my legacy. I've been doing this a long before I met her. I'm not gonna let this bitch come and mess with my legacy. Period.
Wow, Roger that. Yeah, so going forward from here, what do you? Of course, we have the thing that you're going to be doing September 11th. Again, for those, let me see. One minute, hold on. Let me bring Clem back in.
Sorry, my
Clem
bad.
Popped out. Yeah,
my phone. Sorry, my bad. Continue.
Yeah. So Clem, we still got you here. So for those, again, if you would like to support Juliette, let me go ahead and put it back up here. It would be
that's gonna be
go to our short
really
link
funny
here.
event. Yeah,
that's tinyurl.com/ Juliette capital
you
J
can buy tickets
NYC capital NYC. Yeah. So that's going to be September 11th. That's a Sunday if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so that's a Sunday. So after church, and you pray pray not to get beat down, and then show up and then get beat down by Juliette. So yes. Clem, you have a question before I go on to the next point?
No, I'm just observing information. There's not much for me to ask. So carry on, man. I got nothing to add.
Yeah. And also, if you would like to contact Juliette on social medias, as is at Go Juliette on IG and on Twitter. Now, also, I guess if people want to see more of you, now this is another part I want to ask, and I'm sure this was part of the case too. I remember there was one point to where if you were able to buy products, you had to go on Clips for Sale or what have you. And I remember at one point, if we tried to go to your store, the Miss Juliette show, it actually had quote unquote disappeared for a time.
Initially, like I don't know if Lady Oyanka was trying to impress. She tried to put her wares on my website, and then I just confront, that's crazy for her to be doing all these passive aggressive things. At the end, ask me to tag her in the picture or something like that. That's crazy. I'm not gonna, but yes, she helped me set up my clip store, and I'm very, very, and she paid for that domain. I didn't ask her for that. I saw her one day and she was like, "Hey, it was going directly to my clips," and one day somebody contacted me. They was grandmother looking lady, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I went to the site. She had her wares there, so that forced me to make up her mind. I'm not there. Most of the time when I have a problem with Oyanka, I think something that she's doing to me, not like I'm aggressively attacking her. So as per with the text messages that I have all these different things that she said and done, do things to me, and then when I react, act like, oh my God, I'm being attacked, terrorist Karen bullshit. And that's that.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, I've taken the liberty the post. This is actually the direct link to the clips for the Miss Juliette show, clips for sales store. But for most of us, I'm like trying to write down all of that. That may be too much. So again,
no.
So what I have done is, again, in class of facts, I have a short link. The easiest way to do it, tiny URL /TMJSC. So it stands for the Miss Juliette Show Clips. So that's the simplest link to be able to type it out. So, and it'll take you straight to a website. Yes, again. Yeah, so that would get you to the clip stores where you can see more of her, the stuff that she's already shot, and I'm sure the stuff that she will continue to shoot, for your enjoyment, for customs and sessions and things of that nature.
Yeah,
I know you're based in New York, but I'm sure you're open, with proper compensation, you're open to travel, anywhere that.
Almost been flown out this year, and I enjoy it. I enjoy, meeting new people that's coming live event, because when you session, it's just one person, but traveling.
Okay, that sounds good. That's pretty much mostly everything I have.
I have nothing to add. I think that covers it, man. I think that really covers it. I don't think I got anything to add. It covers the basis today. And she got what she wanted to get out off of it, so that was good.
I guess the only other things that we may have is just like maybe just some random catfight questions that the average fan would have, or at least some that we got. I got some back channels the DMs. Huh?
Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Ask them. I don't have any questions, so.
Well, I got a few that's here. That's in our chat log. First one I have is, who is your dream opponent if you have one, and why?
Good question.
I would like somebody very, very strong and agile, if not somebody really beautiful. A stand-up fight with boxing, Clarissa Shields. But I really want to wrestle somebody who also knows jiu-jitsu, like thing. Ronda Rousey is retired, but she was a really good. For right now, I'll just say Clarissa Shields.
You said who?
Clarissa Shields.
The one who fights for the professional fighting league.
Oh, wow, MMA. Clarissa. Wow, you jumping for the mountain. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you had made a post one time about the that you had wrestled the now deceased, rest in peace, Joni Laura, otherwise known as China, ninth wonder of the world.
Most definitely, yeah. A really nice girl, she was fun and really fun to wrestle.
That had to be amazing. That had to be amazing. And like I said, given your background, like I said, the fact that, about Heather Fine and things of that nature that you spoke on previously. And so, I mean, the fact that from a combative films, fighting legacy, Heather Fine is like one of those ladies that's up in that echelon of, like if we're gonna go like the Greek gods and goddesses, like she's in that OG origin level when like literally nobody else was doing. Like it was like her, Beatrice Golfin, and a few others, that just letting the dead, Rockwell,
what's the next
question? Okay. Next question is
and Vivi Lane's gonna be at the upcoming event.
I can't hear you.
Vivi Lane's gonna be at the upcoming event.
Yes, Vivi. Next question. Okay, so you already answered about who your dream match. Second question was given is, what is your go-to submission hold or finishing hold?
I don't have one. I think that's like I take whatever presents itself, because sometimes when you're married to a move and they can look and see what you're trying to do and counteract it. So not only do I like to go with the flow, and then even you think that you were gonna or something like that, but an ankle lock presents itself, no. As we stated before, I'm a dancer, so I know how to move. I'm grappling. It's partially about being creative. I may have had some for one move, but it's not good to be married to moves.
I agree.
Usually men do that.
And last but not least, the third question I got is, who would you say is, I guess, style wise, what would you say more of your style? Are you more of a wrestler than a cat fighter, or more of a martial arts, or which one you say is your strongest
More
discipline?
wrestling.
I guess that's the
martial
question they're asking. What
arts
is
and
your
cat
strongest discipline in the martial arts?
Well, with that, like I said, I would definitely, and wrestling, my strongest point, training. So whatever I do, I viciously, and maybe that would be wrestling, even though it kung fu, I enjoy and everything, and I enjoy traditional martial arts, but I like jiu-jitsu big time, and I have bruises on my face.
All right, yeah. So that's questions and stuff that I got on DM that I was writing down while the interview was going on. Clem,
Thank you.
I don't know if anybody DM you, but
nope, I have no DM. My God.
Okay.
I'm just taking inventory today, man. I'm just taking inventory.
Okay.
All right, so.
All right.
Check
All right. Well,
right
we
now.
can go ahead end this episode, and like I said, we always like to sidebar with our special guests, at the end. But I want to make sure everyone get her socials. So
yes.
You like to contact her for a session?
Go Juliette at Twitter as well as Instagram.
Yes. So we have hers up there. Let's see. Myself. Mine is Klaus Webb at Twitter and IG. And for Clem, I know.
Yes.
Let's see. I think I gotta change yours because yours didn't change.
Yeah, mine has changed. For people that didn't know, I got hacked into my Instagram account, so I had to delete the first one. I am now Clem, as in CLEM _ AKUFO on IG, and the Twitter is still the same. Clem Akufo on Twitter. That one has not changed. The first one changed.
So it's Clem _ Akufo.
Yes, on IG. Yes.
Okay. So the underscore. All right. So now I can go ahead and show that updated one. So now it's Clem _ Akufo at IG, Clem Akufo on Twitter. All right.
With that being said, we want to thank our special guest, Miss Juliette. A lot of information was shared on every subject possible. And, well, what can we say? So, you heard her side of the story.
Our next show episode is, let's see, when is our next show episode? It will be September the 12th. So, like I said again, September the 12th. So, for those of y'all that did not get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and put the links again to the September 11th show. That would be definitely the day before our next episode. So I would definitely suggest to everyone to go and support. But, thanks to Miss Juliette and thanks to all of y'all listening and watching. And until next time, we're going to go ahead and bid adieu.
All right. Until next time, everybody, from the Parts Unknown. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.